Tracy with the Limelight Pet Project, and today we're at Paws Cat City in the U District with Rebecca Ortel, who is the manager of Paws Cat City. And who do we have for adoption today?
So we have the lovely dynamic duo. They are Georgie and his brother.
Calvin.
Thank you, Calvin.
Yeah.
They're 8 years old.
Yeah.
And as you can see, they're a little on that shyer side, but they have an excellent history. They were originally actually adopted from us as kittens.
Okay.
And so they've lived together their entire lives. They were very bonded to their family who, recently experienced some challenges, and they asked us to find a new home for these sweet boys. So that is why they are here with us at Cat City.
Yeah. So they're 8-year-old bonded brothers. They are a little bit on the shyer side, but if you look at Georgie here, he's definitely hamming it up.
Yeah.
You were telling me a really fun story about them, though, where you had some Ring camera footage that caught you by surprise.
Yeah, so when they first came in, we expected they were going to be a little on that shyer side, and that's what we see when we're here during the day, and we come in, we share the space with them. But literally, as soon as we leave, it's like a party starts. The Ring camera starts going off, and these guys are all over the room, exploring, perching. They're in the windows, watching the traffic go by on the streets. And so I think what we've discovered is really that just coming into the shelter, everything has suddenly changed, and that's a little bit much for them. And once they're relaxed, especially in the home, and they have their routine, they are going to be very typical, outgoing, adventurous cats with their people. They just don't know who their people are at the moment,
right?
Because we're all new to them.
So how would you describe each of their personalities? They do have slightly different traits.
They do. Georgie is definitely like the adventurer, the band leader. He's
Yeah.
definitely more confident than his brother. He's the one who goes and checks everything out. He's the one who usually sets off our Ring cameras because he's exploring at night and doing all those things. And he's the most willing when we're in the room to actually come out and say hi, give that really great first impression, lots of petting and loving and hugging and taking treats. He's definitely more curious, whereas his brother Calvin's a little bit more reserved. He likes to hang back, let Georgie check things out.
Oh, he's giving me kisses.
Yeah, and so he's just more of that kind of quiet observer. But again, the history tells us, and what we see on the Ring cameras in the evening is, once they're settled into that routine, he also really opens up and connects very strongly with his people and with his environment. It's just going to be tough in the shelter for him to show all of that.
Right. Well, and I can totally see
Look
Georgie here, enticing Calvin, come on out, Calvin, let's play.
And clearly butt scritches are a great way to...
Yeah, and he's doing his blue steel into the camera, it looks like. Huh, buddy? So they're 8 years old. Do they have any behavioral or health issues that might be making it harder to get adopted?
No, they really don't. They've both seen our vet recently and got good, clean bills of health. And behaviorally, again, other than that slight shyer streak, really no challenges. We don't have any super hard recommendations or restrictions for what we're looking for in a home for them. We're just looking for a little bit quieter home with a family or a person that's looking for some furry friends to hang out and keep them company, because these guys would certainly do that.
Well, and Georgie gives great little kisses. He's being quite the lovey boy. And even though they are on the shyer side, I mean, knock on scratching post, they are both sitting here with us. So that's something.
Yeah, and we've realized that too. When we first come into their space, they have their little cubbies where they like to hang out, and they're really comfortable with us coming and engaging them in their spaces. They're also okay with us pulling them out of those spaces, like rest up next to us, sit in our laps and get some loving and some treats. They're just not quite as open to cross that barrier on their own quite yet.
Now, if they could talk, how would they describe their perfect day?
He's so beautiful.
Yeah, he is.
I think they would describe their perfect day as a good ray of sunshine, a great window to watch the world. We have cat television on in our lobby, so there's lots of those natural sounds, which they really do seem to enjoy. So, at 8 years old, they definitely still enjoy some playtime, but they're pretty mellow guys. They're really looking for just a place to, have some new best friends. They enjoy other cats.
That's great.
They do. We've actually housed them with other cats, and they quite enjoy that. But bonded together, they can be just fine on their own as well.
Well, and 8 is a great age because they've learned the ropes, but they're still playful, and
Yeah.
and you guys have a lot of wisdom there.
Yeah, they definitely have not hit their senior stretch yet, but they are well-established adults, so you know their personality when you meet them. You get to really see all of that. But I do think that these guys have a little bit of a secret that they're hiding for whoever that new person is going to
Right.
be. That
Look
will
at
get
that
something
soft
very
face.
special from them.
And I'm just loving the elevator action in Calvin's behind here. So you've had some time to get to know them. What's your favorite thing about this bonded duo?
I think how much physical affection they really enjoy. Because a lot of cats have a tolerance level, and they're like, yeah, that petting was great, now I'm ready to go do my own thing and be more independent. These guys will literally sit here and accept every pet, every scritch and scratch, and they really do enjoy that. And I think for someone, you know, in today's time who might be a little bit lonely or is looking for that kind of that quiet companionship, these guys could be an absolute blessing. Because they're really looking to engage with their person.
They're like, give us all the love.
Exactly.
My behind goes all the way up to the top floor.
Exactly.
Oh, little man.
Yes. Oh.
So they've been around other cats and they did well. What about dogs or small children?
We don't have a known history with dogs.
Okay.
I think with respectful, mellow children, which, you know, obviously all kids are different. I think if, you know, kids who are a little bit more relaxed and cat savvy would be fine. I think if you have the kids who are a little bit more excitable and enthusiastic and running and doing all the, you know, kid energy things, that might be a little bit much for them. So I think it's something that we just wouldn't put a hard rule on. We want people to come and meet them for themselves and see if it seems like the best fit for their family.
Aw. Gosh, what sweet boys. He seemed really interested in something that he saw outside. Aw.
He was the one that pushed the barriers aside at night on the camera to get to the window and flirt with the people outside.
Oh, I love how they give each other kisses too. And what would their ideal living situation look like?
I think if I were just to pick what would be that perfect home, I think quiet home with teens or adults, you know, who again just have that nice, quieter lifestyle, that are home. You know, if you work long days, that's fine. If you work from home, I think that's fine because they'll be fully self-sufficient either way. But someone who really wants the physical affection at night would be, I think, the best.
Yeah, they're like, give us all the love.
And they're ready to give it back in spades.
Yeah. And then I believe Paws has a fun event that's already kicked off to help support animals, just like Georgie and Calvin. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
You bet, we do. It's called Paws Walk.
Okay.
It's been around for over 20 years now.
Wow.
When the pandemic hit, obviously we went a little virtual, so the event is getting people out exercising for heart health. And so from April 16th through May 6th, we're asking people to chart their miles.
Okay.
We have an amazing donor who's going to donate $1 for every mile walk
That's
that people
awesome.
are charting. People can sign up to join a team if they would like, or set up their own page if they would like, to share on social media and ask people to consider, you know, donating.
Yeah.
But we're really asking people just to get involved, just to get out there, get active, and it's a great way to be able to have some fun and give back to animals. You know, if they own dogs, take your dog out for a walk.
Right.
Really engage in that, because every dollar does really matter to help cats just like these, as well as the dogs who come through our shelter, and of course the amazing wildlife who comes through.
Yeah, I think people forget about just how many programs Paws has. You're not just cats and dogs, you're also wildlife, and you have a great education program as well.
We do, absolutely. There's a lot that our organization does, and so this is a great way, again, annually for people to get involved and have a lot of fun with that.
Awesome. So if somebody thinks that they have the perfect home for Georgie and Calvin, how do they reach out to Paws?
It's really simple. All they have to do is come on down to Paws Cat City. You don't need an appointment. People can come in and visit, walk in, first come, first get the chance to visit. We have a very simple process where we have people fill out a little questionnaire that just tells us a little bit about them, and we can have a conversation about what they're looking for, and just really get them set up to meet these guys or any of the other cats that we have here. And then we let them loose to come in and have fun and spend as much time as they need getting to know the kitties. And if that magic happens, then these guys, as well as the rest of our cats, are ready to go home, and they can finalize that paperwork and take them home.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that they need to take it just a little bit slow, but they're both such sweet, lovey boys, and
Well,
they're obviously enjoying this attention.
Yeah, and considering, like, you just met them this morning for the first time, so this is literally what this is literally what adopters I hope would see when they come in as well.
Yeah.
But it does
And-
take a little time.
And this is actually much faster than I'm accustomed to for a shy cat. I think that they're just a little bit out of their, comfort zone, and just give them a tiny bit of time and they're good.
Yeah, exactly. This is not what we usually see from those overly shy cats. I think this is just a cautious reservation that they have because their world has kind of been turned upside down a little bit from what they've always known to where they are right now. And until they really get to their new home and have that chance to fully settle, I think they'll remain cautious.
And Georgie's cracking me up. He's being quite vigilant. He's on guard.
Yes, he is.
What's going on everywhere?
What's happening? Who's coming?
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, for spending some time with us this morning and introducing us to Georgie and Calvin. And here's to hoping somebody falls in love with this sweet bonded duo and decides that they want to take them home.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah. This has been Tracy with the Limelight Pet Project. We shine the light on harder to adopt pets because their stories are worth telling.